What's going on, everybody? It's Achilles coming at you with a brand new video, and in today's video we are actually on the PTR, something I almost never do on this channel, but in this particular case where they actually made significant changes. I'll say significant because I do think that it actually gives everybody a kind of a new feel, but in this particular case where they made significant changes to over 26 heroes in one patch, one of them being my favorite hero in the game, my favorite hero since I first started playing this game a year and some months ago, or whatever it was, is Sonya. And I was a little like, I always get a little cringy when I see her name on the list because I get worried that they're going to like find some way to take something away that didn't need to be taken away. Original slam damage, I'm looking at you. I was actually pretty excited when I saw the changes they made to her in this case, and it's something that I want to showcase really quick, what they changed, go over it, and then we'll jump right into a game. Now, starting at level 1, they made a monster change to Shot of Fury, in my opinion, where before all it did, it was when you activated it, it used to just give you 50 Fury. Now it still does that, but now it also increases your maximum Fury by 50, so essentially what they did was they combined Shot of Fury with Endless Fury, which used to buff your total Fury amount to 200, I believe. So now it's no longer 200; it's 150, but that's still pretty goddamn good. And when you consider the fact that you're no longer picking one or the other, and that you have both at the same time, it's really effective. And it's actually something that I've grown accustomed to using. Honestly, I can't wait for this patch to go live on Tuesday, when I can actually start playing with people in my MMR range, because the games have not been that fun so far on the PTR, but it is what it is. So the thing that's funny about Shot of Fury having this increase that it does is that this is almost a little bit of a hybrid of an old idea that I kind of put on the forum a long time ago when I tried out Endless Fury for the first time. I actually pitched on the forums to the Heroes team basically that I thought the 200 Fury Max should have been baseline. I thought it should have been a part of her kit overall, rather than have it as a selectable talent. I thought it should have been built into the character, because I mean, like, at the end of the day, Sonya has to. Well, at the end of the day, every other mana user in the game starts off with a pretty decent amount of mana to kick things off, and they start off with a full bar, the full tank of mana, where Sonya only has 100 Fury, and she has to earn it. She doesn't spawn with it already. Now, granted, they're two different situations, they're two different scenarios, two different play styles, so it means two different things, but at the same time, I thought it was a good idea. This I will gladly settle for. I definitely love the new take on Shot of Fury. Definitely very good, and it's actually the first time that I find myself straying away from that conventional war paint. At level 4, they didn't really change too much here. What they did change, though, they buffed Hurricane slightly so that it now reduces the cooldown of Whirlwind by 1 second, along with the fact that it already removed all slows and roots on Sonya. This is a very good talent, but I actually still find myself still hovering towards the focus attack. I like the sneaky burstiness of like your auto attack every 10 seconds, and the fact that when you auto attack it actually reduces the cooldown. I just like it a lot better. Now level 7, this is where you actually see where they actually saw some monster changes on Sonya all around. Starting at the top with Poison Spear, now it no longer does 75% of the additional damage of the original spear damage over 4 seconds. Now it does a full 100%. So basically, if you pick this talent, you're getting double damage out of your spears for the rest of the game. That is huge. It is ginormous. Now it's at a point where you actually notice its effectiveness from the onset. With the original Poison Spear, in my opinion, I just don't think you noticed it all that much until the late game. Now, if you pick it at level 7, you notice it from the onset. The other change they made was the Composite Spear. Not only does it continue to increase the range of Ancient Spear, but now it also increases the Fury generated by the ability to begin with by an additional 20 Fury. So you get a shit ton back when you're using this ability now. They made no changes to follow through because there's really no need to make any. Neither did they make a change to Ferocious Healing. But if there was something that I kind of wanted to touch up on, really quick, if you will, I did experiment. I've actually gotten used to the build that I'm gonna attempt to showcase in this video right now. But when I first tried out this new Sonya, this new take on Sonya, I couldn't help but I wanted to test out the poison spear. I wanted to see if the damage was actually viable, and I found that the damage was extremely viable. But the problem was I had all of this damage by level 7, and because at level 1 I had Shot of Fury, I had all of this Fury on deck at all times, that instinctively I was hitting my 1 key to try and heal, and nothing was happening, obviously, because I don't have Ferocious Healing. And I think it's a very, very, very important decision that you're making right at level 7. Do you want to go for survivability, or do you want to go for increased damage? And it's actually something that I feel like they can do a bit of a workaround to make Sonya a bit stronger without like the drop off being too crazy, or her feeling too overpowered. I feel like they should move Ferocious Healing to level 4, because there's really not much to pick in the way of like good choices here. I think you have Hurricane and Focused Attack, and you're pretty much done from there on. Shattered Ground is not the monster it used to be. Last summer, it was actually a pretty good pick at level 4, because Focus Attack wasn't really that reliable at the time. It was Focus Attack, if you remember at the time, it wasn't queued to go off of, it wasn't meant to go off on heroes only. It would go off on anything that you would hit. So once Focus Attack got buffed to only go off on heroes, that became a game changer. So, and Hurricane always did what it did. So it was always good, so long as you had the fury to use it. Now, Mercenary Lord, this is not something like, yeah, people say that Sonya is the Illidan of the warrior class, and yes, she does have some high jungle potential, even if you don't pick this. And that's exactly why I think they should remove Mercenary Lord from her altogether, because she still can jungle just fine even without this buff at level 4. I mean, I liked it when it was superiority, and it would actually reduce the damage you took from everything that wasn't a non-playable character. I thought superiority was great, but then they nerfed it to be a little more like fair and balanced, and I just really haven't seen any need to pick it ever again, especially when I mentioned the buff to Focus Attack. So again, going full circle, me personally, I feel like there's only 2 clear-cut options at 4, which is why I think Ferocious Healing should be moved up to level 4 instead. It will give you a way to have that healing on deck while not dropping off on damage at all, and it will keep Sonya viable in a way that, you know, I think she could really use. Level 10. They didn't really make any hardcore changes to any of these, except for the fact that their level 20 upgrades got touched on, so I guess I'll cover that at level 20. 13, the only changes they made here, as far as I know, was that they added this extra text to Life Funnel, reassuring people that it still does do triple the amount of healing versus heroes. And then Mystical Spear, actually. Mystical Spear did receive a slight nerf. Before, it used to reduce the cooldown of Ancient Spear by 4 seconds. Now it only reduces it by 3 seconds. Let me tell you, when you combine Mystical Spear with that level 1 talent of Shot of Fury, you don't notice that shit at all. You're going to have Fury on deck. And again, if you combine that with the Poison Spear, you're going to have poison damage on deck left and right. So Mystical Spear is still I still think Mystical Spear is one of the most powerful upgrades in her entire kit. Level 16, this is kind of the big one that got me super giddy and super hyped. They actually buffed my favorite talent upgrade on Sonya, which is Furious Blow. It no longer does 40% damage. Now it does a full-blown 50% extra damage at the cost of 5 more Fury. Now it's 40 instead of 35. And again, like I mentioned, with the Mystical Spear and Shot of Fury, you're going to have Fury on deck for days. So you're not going to notice that increase in Fury consumption, but you are going to notice the increase in damage. So that's definitely a moneymaker. And then finally, rounding this out, they buffed the level 20 Ariat Crater, which leaves behind an impassable crater for 5 seconds and reduces leap cooldown by 20 seconds. That's the big one. That's the one that had me like, okay, finally, it's about time. I think leap is really, really... I know last year I was saying that leap was like one of the shittiest ults in the game. Now I'm sitting here saying that it's fucking fantastic. I know, I'm a big hypocrite. But I think leap is super powerful. It's very, very good. But I've always hated the 70-second cooldown, and I think the fact that they increased the cooldown on Wrath of the Berserker should have kind of prompted them to reduce the cooldown on Leap to make them a little more closer in scale, to make them a little more balanced, and make it like harder for people to decide which way they want to go on it. But now with the level 20 upgrade, they actually reduced the 70-second cooldown to 50 seconds, which is a lot more tolerable. But the thing about this upgrade, especially if you pair your build, if you're going no escape in particular, Ariat Crater completely hard counters no escape. because no escape is meant for you to be out in the open running around. Whether you're running away from targets or running after them, you need room to actually run. Ariad's Crater essentially locks you down in one spot. With your target, whoever you land on, you're stuck with them for 5 seconds. And you can't really use a spear to get out of it either. I've tried, unless I missed or something, but I tried with the mystical spear, and it kept me in there. Like, when they say impassable, I'm pretty sure they do mean impassable. Now, the only way that somebody can get out, and this is another reason why I think the crater is not a good idea necessarily on paper, is that you have so many heroes that have blink abilities, especially at level 20. Granted, not as much as before when Bolt of the Storm was like really all the rage at 20, but still, you have heroes like, you're not going to leap on a Li Ming with the Ariad's Crater. She'll just blink out of that, and then you'll be stuck in there with no way to get out. You can use leap on any hero in the game, but the Ariad's Crater upgrade, I feel like, is definitely a hard counter to a lot of the things you're trying to do as a Sonya player. So definitely use with caution. I'm going to stop rambling now because I've been talking for 12 minutes or however long it was, because I just realized I'm on a different timer on my software. We're going to get right into the game.
My blades are yours.
Okay, now we're live in the match and already seeing exactly what I'm talking about, the difference between the PTR and the actual live servers. If you look at the compositions, we have a Lost Vikings, myself as Sonya, solo tank Sonya, mind you, a Gul'dan, a Greymane, and a Jaina going against a Sagara, Illidan, Gul'dan, Stitches, and a support player in Brightwing. Now, we have no supports on our team. They do. We have myself as not a real tank, and they have a real frontline tank. So this is definitely going to be a hard sell. One we can absolutely win, but a hard sell nonetheless. Now, my team is essentially going to have to go in with me on damage, and I'm actually put a little sidebar disclaimer. I've changed up what I'm playing on right now. Before I was playing on a native full screen setting at all times. Now I'm actually playing on a windowed mode because it's more convenient for me to micromanage and things of that nature. So it's definitely something. If you notice a bit of a difference, oh man, if you notice a bit of a difference, I do apologize for that in advance. I have no idea how I just missed that spear right there. That's actually been something that I've been struggling with the past few days. My spear game has not been where it needs to be. Now, the other disclaimer I'm going to put out there is that because we have no support and because I'm the only tank on the team, I do think that I wanted to showcase the new Poison Spirit, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the right call here. I think I might be better off going for the Ferocious Healing and give myself a way to stay alive. I just flat out don't think adding more damage at level 7 is going to be the right call, so I'm not going to do that. Again, this is going to be a bit of a hard sell for us to win this one. We're going to have to make like all the right decisions and all the right plays for a large portion of the game. And on the PTR, that's that's definitely something that does not happen all that often. So, worth mentioning, I'm actually waiting for the servers to go live to try out Gul'dan and actually purchase him. So don't expect to see any videos on him until like at the very earliest after Tuesday when he's released. Because I'm not having a good time of playing heroes I already know and understand on the PTR. I don't think it's a good idea for me to actually play a new hero on the PTR. Not to mention, I just flat out don't want to wait like 1,000 seconds to join a game. I honestly don't. Nothing about that sounds fun. So I'm not going to do that. We are going to spin on Stitches because he has no way to interrupt me here. Fortunately, his teammates actually did show up to save him right there. We are still going to go for Focus Attack at level 4. I'm not sure who we just... Oh, we just lost one of the Vikings. Not so bad. Oh, Jaina. Yeah, she's dead as fuck. Back away. That was a really good hook right there. I am going to grab some of this XP and then make my way slowly down. That's a really good ability. Grab that. Then we're going to move down here, which is where everybody should be going. Honestly, I think I have time to recall right now, but I'm not going to chance that. I'm not used to the Vikings dialogue. Alright, yeah, we should be starting to get some seeds out of this before the enemy team shows up and gets what it inevitably will be a first night terror. I'm very, very low on health, so I won't be able to tank this the whole way. And here comes Zagara. I don't think we actually have his. Yeah, we don't. So all of this creep is hers.
This way.
All right, I'm gonna have to recall because I have no health here. I'm no good to my teammates dead. See, the enemy team only needs 2 seeds right now, so they're definitely gonna get a Terra out of this. There you go. Gul'dan is going to the top lane to address the Illidan, pushing that top. And I am gonna make my way over to my teammates, and hopefully they don't die.
How wonderful.
Rayman was awfully close. Jane is now in a rough position here. I am going to try and go in on these two. I do get the polymorph. I missed my fucking spear. Again, that's just... I don't know what it is this week. I am not landing my spears at all. And that was point blank range. Maybe I'm losing my touch. I don't know. But again, we are going to go for ferocious healing. I really wanted to showcase that new spear. But it just does not seem like the right call right now with no support. So I'm just going to have to show that another time. Or you're just going to have to try it for yourself because, again, it is very, very, very good. Especially if you're landing your spears. That thing hits really fucking hard. Alright. Just going to peel a little bit. Get a little bit of fury back. We need to be defending top. This is getting us nowhere. Like I said, we're going to have to make some serious plays, like, for the better part of the game if we want to actually pull this one out. And it's not our fault that, you know, compositions came out the way they did. There we go. We can get this Illidan here. He's dead for sure. We need to get this Brightwing. You see the damage we're putting out on her right now is so big. There we go. Right there, we took advantage of a bad call by the enemy team. Realistically, they could have just left Illidan to die right there and walked away with whatever they got out of that. But now, because they did that, we're actually competitive on XP. No doubt also because we have the Vikings. So that is one thing we do have in our favor is that we have the Vikings constantly soaking XP. Which may be our one out to really, really put these guys in a bad situation. So I am going to go for Leap here because I do think that it's the better choice. Oh my god. Not worried yet. I do have a tap on deck, and I did not... The bigger thing is that I did not have to use my leap to actually escape right there. Brightwing is the clear-cut choice. There we go. Stitches will actually use his hook on me. I'm going to spin in advance. We do still get that Brightwing kill. Man, I'm taking so much damage. We did lose our teammate right there. I'm going to hunt, or I'm going to leap on this. I said hunt. Probably going to die. But we do get Illidan out of it, so the trade is a little more even. I'm going to heal up. This is probably going to get me killed. All good. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. So what do we have going on here? Let's ping danger here. Our building is actually out of ammunition right now, so the Viking body soak should be a little closer. Thankfully, Greymane went down to address that.
Let's get on with it.
Let's do that. That took me so long to get used to, by the way. Getting used to hitting D when I spawn. I'm so accustomed to not having an active ability on D on Sonya, so it took me a little while to get used to that. I'm still actually working on it at the moment. Now we do absolutely need to get on some form of this objective here. I didn't want to use a leap just for Gul'dan. We lost 2 teammates already. Gul'dan is disengaging. 3 teammates. What happened? 4. Well, the Vikings don't really count as a full, but you know what I mean. So Gul'dan actually might be in a bad spot here. Absolutely in a bad spot. Everybody's getting picked one by one. And I can't actually defend this because the minute I do, the enemy team will actually just swoop down and try and get behind me. So we're going to be a little bit smarter about that. We should go up here. Or, you know, I could be the only one to go. That works too. Still going the typical mystical spear route here. Could try to sneak this right wing. Of course I missed my spear. I'm just not having a good week. I don't know necessarily what it is, but I'm missing all the time. We are going to do that. Stitches is going to devour me here. We are going to get that. Oh my god, we almost got that kill on Illidan. Okay, we did get that kill on Illidan. I can leap on these two. It's worth mentioning. If Brightwing's going to use her abilities to actually polymorph me, I'm fine with that because that means she's not polymorphing Greymane. Oh, there's a Zagara right here. And she's stuck now because of the new changes to that ability. It's actually fantastic. I'm going to leap on this Gul'dan. Oh, I wanted to. It's a good thing I saw Stitches at the last minute because that would have been a bad engage for me. Alright, let's go. Still competitive on XP, no doubt because of the Vikings. Hey, Gul'dan's sound asleep at the wheel. Right wing is hurt. We are going to leap on it. There we go. And that's exactly why we went for leap, so that we have the opportunity to actually make some plays like that. We should push this. Yeah, I do agree with this call. There we go, 16. Oh my god, if my screen would react. So we did go for the increased damage on the slam. We went for Furious Blow. And again, we're not going to be in any kind of danger of running out of Fury here because we have too many ways to get it back. Definitely should have gotten that regen globe there. You just see how many slams we can get up before we're actually in any danger of running out. My shot of Fury is almost off cooldown as well. Greymane is actually in a bad spot there. I do think we should be going to help him instead. Thankfully, he does survive. I am going to go for a tap. Going to ping to my teammates that I'm going there. Now I'm actually going to see if I can help on a team fight. Who did we just lose? Oh, we lost Gray. I guess he pursued alone. Stitches has a healthy amount of damage on him right now. We lost one of our Vikings. Let's say we do not want to play with that hook right now. But if Zagara wants to do that, and you just see how much burst we have. She can do nothing about this. All she can do is take it. Fortunately, though, when we do things like that, the enemy team is free to actually do objective things. And we're close to a plant right now ourselves, so we really need to actually make this work. There we go. Good enough, good enough, good enough. One of the Vikings should grab it, which hopefully that is what's going to happen.
The sun dawns. My children must sleep for now. A terror has grown for your enemies, heroes.
A change of strategy is in order.
Harvest the result of your efforts.
I hope he listens.
Bring my terror to life.
I don't want to leave Jaina alone here, even though okay, we...
I'd hurry.
Nah, that's not a good engage on my part if I do that. And Gul'dan, the Vikings aren't listening, so Gul'dan is actually going to be the one who goes for it. So we need to help out Greymane up here. Back away. Ping too much, so now I can't actually say anything to my team. Do that. Get a little bit of fury and run away. Looks like we're definitely going to get the stitches, too. Oh, that was unfortunate.
Such a weak flesh. Better serve it. I am too much for you.
All right, we do need to address this push right now. Thankfully, Jaina saw it, too. All right, now we can leave. Do have a 2-level advantage right now, which is fantastic.
Make way.
All right, who do we have here? I do have a leap off of a cooldown, so that's going to be big. Do you want to help this? There we go. Okay, I do need to back away. Oh my god, if my screen would react. Shit. Do they have players that can get away from the crater if I wanted to go that route? They absolutely do. So, you're going to try and kill this Illidan? I'm going to stun everybody. There we go. I'm going to go for Ignore Pain here. Queue it up right now and try to get away. I did have a fountain. Again, I'm definitely picking on the fly right now, so that's really the logic behind my choices. Zagar is actually going to be left behind here. Oh, man, that fucking Mutalisk. Such a clutch play right there by Zag. We should go for camps.
I suggest we take this mercenary. Night falls.
Okay, no, apparently we want to fight here.
Love to see my god.
And we lost Gul'dan because of it. You can't body block me, sir. Okay, he does actually eat me, but Jaina is right there. So we're just going to do this. Wow. Wow, that's a lot of abilities put on me right there. Raymay needs to step up and grab that globe. My heal does get off of a cooldown in a few seconds here. I do have a leap. I'm going to use it right there. I'm going to chew right through Illidan. I am going to use my my shield here off cooldown. There we go. Get that globe, and we should peace out.
Make way.
So, it looks like the talent choices are definitely paying off right now. Thankfully. Again, everything I chose defensively is because I'm the only tank on the team and we have no support. So these are choices that I had to make to help give me some survivability, which is exactly what you're seeing as an end result. God, the healing, the ferocious healing gets so good in the late game. All right, let's go. Do want to kill this thing a little bit faster, so that's why I'm electing not to spin. Right now, my money ability damage-wise is my slam. Do that. 626 every time I use it. It's monstrous. Do that. Do that. Get some fury back. Get some health back. All right, somebody needs to grab it. I don't want to be the one to do it. I do have a fountain off cooldown, but there are no taps up here, so that's a bit of a problem. Hopefully that's a Vikings player right there that's actually in danger and not any... Damn, I don't have a fucking fountain there either. Oh, Zagar is there for the taking. She did just use Nidus Network. Alright, you know what? We should go for this. Or no, we're actually going to support. Did lose our teammate there. I do get polymorph there. Oh, I got to get away. Back away, back away, back away. I'm glad I didn't leap right there. I was thinking about it. I almost died to the fucking... to the Ultralisk. Holy shit. Let's go ahead and recall and get all of my health back. Let's do that. So right now the plant should be able to get... Oh, he did get a keep already. That's fantastic. All right, let's go. I'm going to use that ahead of time so that it'll be off cooldown by the time I actually need it. Oh, but Jaina actually went all in on that. Or at least it looks like she did. Gul'dan may not be able to save her from that. Neither will I. Actually, no, we're going to... Oh, man, that's a poor engage. That's a poor engage. Mistakes were made. Thankfully, Gul'dan actually got one out of that. Woo! That could have been a very bad call on my part, for sure. I should not have done that. You could argue that we got a one-for-one trade out of it, and so it's not so bad, but still, that was a very, very bad call on my part. At this point, we need to stay grouped up with our teammates. Again, I had it off cooldown because I used it in advance. There we go. And now we're going to get another plant out of that, which is fantastic. So somebody needs to help me with this. Anybody at all needs to help me with this. I'm going to start this now, just in case. And instead, it looks like our team is trying to team fight something over there. I really hope that was a gray main. Man, seeing a lot of deaths out of the friendly gray main by himself and not with the team, and that's not good. Every time I see that kind of death from gray main, I find myself hoping that it's a Viking. If a Viking gets caught like that trying to body soak XP in a bush, I can live with that. So yeah, we need to rally to our plant here. Yeah, you clearly see my typing is on point right now, too. So again, we're going to do that in advance. I should have did that a while ago, to be brutally honest. We are killing time right now. I'm actually going to get off my mount and heal up a little bit for the same exact reason. Good timing on that regen globe. We should get this Gul'dan here. Too much burst. No, he's not getting away. Fuck that. I refuse. So I'm going to get down to my teammates here so that they can body block for me a bit. Apologize for the frames dropping. Again, I'm playing in the windowed mode now. I'm going to preemptively start up my shield. Got no value out of it, but at the same time, we didn't die. We do get that Illidan. Add my shot of Fury off a cooldown. Plays are being made. Oh, if I get one slam. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm dead as fuck. That's really unfortunate. But we did win the game, so that's really all that matters. Wow. I said we had to make some good plays to pull that one off, and that's exactly what happened. Pulled out a good game there. Showcased the brand new Sonya. Love the upgrades that they put on her. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Again, we had to change up the build that I wanted to showcase to compensate for the fact that we did not have a support player, and I was the only tank on the team. So, and again, I mentioned the gray main with the suspect plays being made, and it led the way with 8 deaths right there. So a few of those were actually kind of questionable, but it is what it is. It didn't cost us the game. Imagine if his death output was a little bit lower. This wouldn't have been anywhere near each other. So that's something to be I guess kind of viewed in a way. I don't even really know what I'm saying right now. But I'm glad we won the game because wins have been hard to come by on the PTR for fairly obvious reasons for people who play this a lot. You can understand exactly what I'm trying to say without actually saying it. Thankfully, we had a Lost Vikings on our team also to get us so much XP. Look at that, almost 40,000 XP just from the Vikings. So that really played a large part in why we even had a shot at winning that game. And again, I had to alter my build. I wanted to showcase that spear. I really genuinely did, but it just wasn't in the cards. So instead, we went for that healing upgrade at level 7, combined with the shield upgrade at level 20, so that I had a means to actually survive in spots where I wouldn't be able to go. So, overviewing the build in full, we went for the new Shot of Fury, which increases our maximum Fury by 50, and also gives you 50 Fury when you activate it. So, not only are you getting Fury on command, but you're also getting more of it. So that actually plays a big part when you have to use abilities that consume Fury at a higher rate. Shot of Fury is exactly what keeps you in the game. Level 4, I still go for Focus Attack because the sneaky burst damage on that auto attack damage is really, 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 really good. It has been the thing that I go to every single time ever since they buffed it. I see no reason whatsoever to go away from it. Yes, the Whirlwind upgrade, I think it's Hurricane. I think Hurricane is absolutely, like, it's a very, very viable talent. but at the same time, it does burn through your mana quite a bit in the early game. It won't be a bit of a problem in the late game. Just imagine if you had to use Whirlwinds defensively on top of using the healing to stay up and like all the other things you might have to do. You might find yourself burning through mana at a faster rate, so it could be a problem. I went for Leap at level 10 because I thought it was the clear-cut choice, giving me a way to initiate on targets in the back line, considering that we had no actual front line to soak damage for us to get to the back line. Leap gives you a way to do that without having a front line tank. At level 13, easily what I would view to be Sonya's most powerful talent upgrade in her entire kit. Mystical Spear reduces the cooldown of Ancient Spear by 3 seconds. Again, it was 4 before, but now it's 3. And you pull to the target location even if you don't hit an enemy. Why is that so powerful? It's simple. First of all, it gives you the spear on a lower cooldown. Second of all, it gives you escapability immediately. You can actually use it to latch to areas to get away from things. So it dramatically buffs Sonya's mobility, which is a very, very big positive in her back. So level 16, this was kind of the big one. Again, I did showcase this one pretty goddamn well. The increase to the Seismic Slam by 50% is real. It hits hard as fuck. And combined with the Shot of Fury at level 1 and the Mystical Spear at 13, you have Fury for days to put people in the ground. Sonya is definitely back on the slam side of things, and I couldn't be happier. At level 20, we went for Ignore Pain. You activate this ability to reduce damage taken by 75%. Damage taken, by the way, that's not auto attack damage or spell damage. That's both. All damage is reduced by 75% for 4 seconds. So that thing can absolutely save you in a bind, which you actually saw when I picked it. It actually did save me from a bad situation. So that's exactly why we chose it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Not gonna lie, it's kind of weird to get a level 6 on Sonya, considering on my main account I've had her maxed out for a long time now. So it's a little surreal going through this grind all over again on the PTR. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Gonna try and keep the content rolling out. It was something that I've been thinking about for a little while. I think I need to make this channel a little more active on the video front, and I'm absolutely gonna try my best to do that. The goal is to have a video every single day. Whether or not I'll actually be able to pull it off is another thing entirely, but I am going to try, and that doesn't necessarily mean all heroes videos, and that also doesn't necessarily mean an Overwatch video either, because I have started playing something else that is kind of out there. It's in early access, and at first I didn't like it, but now I kind of do. So we'll be seeing that on the channel at some time when I get a little bit better at it, and we'll see how you guys respond to it. As always, I appreciate the support. This is Achilles WT. As always, that's Achilles with the Z. Remember it.